In a quiet valley, where the moonlight pooled like silver water, a forest stood tall and calm. The townspeople called it Pin Hollow, but the animals had a better name for it, the Whispering Pine Orchestra. Every evening, when the last streak of sunlight faded, the forest came alive with music. The wind plucked the needles like harp strings, the brook chimed like bells, and even the owls kept perfect rhythm. One night, a curious girl named Mira wandered down the path into Pine Hollow. She loved the way the forest sounded at dusk. Her backpack rattled with tiny treasures, buttons, strings, and stones she collected for her inventions. She sat on her favorite stump and listened. The breeze sighed through the trees, then hummed low and warm. The brook gurgled in soft laughter. A fox's paws padded through the undergrowth, a perfect beat between notes. "Good evening," Mira whispered. "You sound beautiful tonight," a small voice answered from near her shoe. "We've been waiting for you," she gasped. A silver-furred mouse stood there, wearing a vest made of moss and a tiny seed bead for a button. "You can talk," she breathed. "Everyone can," said the mouse. "But only listeners hear us. I'm Pip. The orchestra needs a new player. Come." Mira followed Pip deeper into the forest, her lantern beetle lighting the way from inside its glass jar. They passed branches arched like doorways and roots shaped like sleeping snakes. The deeper they went, the louder the forest grew, not chaotic, but layered, like a symphony tuning up. They entered a clearing, bathed in pale light. Around the fallen log sat a dozen animals, raccoons shaking acorns, frogs croaking scales, a stag stamping deep bass notes. Even an owl sat watching, its eyes full of knowing. Pip squeaked proudly, "Mira, the new musician." Mira blushed. "But I don't have an instrument." "Then make one," the owl said softly. Mira set down her pack. From buttons and twine, she made a little harp strung across a twig. Pebbles became a xylophone. A reed became a whistle. When she plucked her tiny harp, the sound twinkled bright as stars on glass. "Play with us," said the fox, tail swaying in time. The stag began a rhythm. The frogs joined with harmonies. The trees rustled like violins. Mira played her handmade harp, fingers flying, heart wide open. Then, across the sky, a comet blazed silver and slow, like a spark from a giant's fire. The forest lifted its song to greet it. Mira's melody danced with the comet's light. The air shimmered, the brook glowed, the stars seemed to listen. When the comet faded beyond the hills, the forest finished with one long, soft sigh. Silence. Then cheers, the rustle of joy, the chime of leaves. Pip clapped his tiny paws. "Perfect. The comet will remember." The owl fluttered down beside her. "You played because you listened first. That is true music." Mira smiled. "Will the orchestra play again?" Every night the stag rumbled. For comets, for clouds, for anything that needs a song. Before she left, Pip gave her a small pinnacone that hummed faintly when the wind touched it. "Hang it by your window," he said. "The forest will find you." That night, Mira hung the cone beside her bed. When she opened her window, a soft hum filled the room, the whisper of pines playing far away. As she drifted to sleep, she realized something wonderful. Music isn't only sound. It's the way the world speaks when someone is kind enough to listen. And somewhere deep in Pine Hollow, the orchestra played her name into the wind.